Hey there, everyone. We will get started here momentarily. Just want to let a few more people come on in to the live stream. I'm going to give you all the details on not only the next couple of days, we get a little bit of a break on Friday, then we're right back into the accumulating snowfall over the weekend. So I'll give you details on both of those systems. But of course, we're going to start with the one that is impacting us right now. You can all hear the wind outside. You may have been hit already by some snow, some ice. Anything that was wet from this morning has started to freeze on up and freeze over and will continue to get colder as we go into the overnight. The first and most impactful headline, I think, to the majority of us are these stronger winds. We have power outages, isolated, but still some power outages across the area. This wind advisory will go through early tomorrow morning, but even when the advisory ends at 7 a.m. for at least our western and northern spots, those winds will still stay elevated. Some 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts are expected throughout the day on Thursday. So even though we will see this advisory allowed to expire early tomorrow morning, winds will still stay strong throughout our Thursday. Then we go into the winter alerts. It's a winter weather advisory for Isabella and Clare counties. We have a winter storm warning for Roscommon and Ogemaw counties. The rest of our area not under alerts. Doesn't mean you won't have snow, but you won't have those headline making snowfall totals that those four counties will. Now, as we get into our winter weather advisory, a couple inches are expected there, several inches to even more than half of a foot, maybe upwards of a foot of snowfall is expected into Roscommon County, and then western Ogemaw County may get hit with a half of a foot or more of that snowfall. As we look at our current conditions, you can see the majority of the area not actually seeing any snowfall, but the low is just off to our north. So that's going to spin this snow back into the mix here as we get into the evening hours. So if you're seeing a break from the snowfall overall, you will get back into some of these bands of heavier lake effect snow over the next several hours. Temperatures right at freezing in Flint, freezing in Caro, 30 degrees in Alma, 32 in West Branch. We have some of the heaviest snow that will really start to pile up now starting and now beginning across Roscommon, Ogemaw, Iosco counties, and even parts of Clare, Isabella, as well as Gratiot counties into Gladwin and Aranac counties as well. For the rest of tonight, expect those on and off snow showers, very windy conditions, temperatures that will all be below freezing. So anything that's wet right now, you might want to treat it with some salt. Otherwise, it will be a frozen mess tomorrow morning. This first pocket of Arctic air is settling on in right now. It will retreat back into Canada, but it will be replaced by even colder temperatures as we look into early next week. This pocket of Arctic air will spin up another accumulating snowfall for us as we go into the weekend. That will start to push back into Canada as we look towards Wednesday, but don't be surprised if we get hit by another pocket of some of those Arctic temperatures for the end of next week, and that may give us a third round of snowfall. For the rest of this evening into the overnight, expect those winds 35 to 45 miles per hour. Those will be the gust. It'll be sustained at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, those sustained winds about 15 to 20, gusts up to 40 miles per hour on our Turkey Day. And then for our Friday, we are expecting, and that actually got a little out ahead of me. So we're going to go back to Friday, but some of those gusts 25 to 35 miles per hour on our Friday. So still staying breezy. Winds will lighten up on Saturday. They get breezy on Sunday. For Monday and Tuesday, when we're in the deeper cold, winds will start to subside a little bit more. I'm going to take you through Futurecast, give you hour by hour on when we are expecting to see some of those heavier bands of snowfall. As we go through 11 p.m., you can see those bands of snow still coming off of Lake Michigan. These winds will be coming more out of the northwest by that point in time, so we're going to be getting back into those snow showers. So if you're seeing a break from the snow, by 11 p.m., we're back into some of those heavier bands of snow, and it looks as though, and I'm going to draw a line of where I believe the heaviest band of snow will begin to set up here this evening and will continue into the overnight and also for our Thanksgiving, which is going to give some of these counties and communities the highest snowfall totals. So it's going to be right here going into Roscommon as well as Ogemaw counties, parts of Gladwin County down through Aranac, maybe even northern Bay County, and that's going to stretch over the Saginaw Bay into the thumb. So we are going to have that band setting up right about here, and that's where some of the highest snowfall totals will be with this event. So getting into the thumb, we'll show you that snowfall total map here in a moment, but I would definitely say some spots may get a foot or more of snowfall in Roscommon, a little bit less in Ogemaw, and then trending down to a few inches into Gladwin, Aranac, Bay counties, as well as over into the thumb. And you can see that band right here, 6 a.m., starting to show up on our radar system from Roscommon, Ogemaw, over towards Aranac into Huron and maybe even northern Tuscola and Sanilac. And that band will continue throughout the day on Thursday, more of just a scattered to isolated snowfall as you go further to the south. So the majority of the area will not see high or heavy snowfall amounts, but it still will be tricky travel when you get into one of these bands that is expected to continue off of Lake Michigan, still picking up some moisture from Lake Huron and also the Saginaw Bay. We go into just a few light snow showers, light snow flurries on our Friday, even some sunshine on Friday, but still some very windy conditions. About 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, probably on the lower end of that total, is expected across Alma, Mount Pleasant, Clare, where we do have that darker blue. Then we get into 1 to 4 inches of snowfall that is expected into parts of Bay, Gladwin, Aranac, as well as Iosco and also Ogemaw counties, and over towards the thumb in northern Lapeer, Sanilac, Tuscola, Huron counties. That's where we could have that 1 to 4 inch total. There will be some pockets in those darker blues that maybe see higher than those ranges, but overall, that's a good estimation on what we are going to get. When we get into these dashed lines, there could be a band that sets up that brings some of these 4 to 10 plus inch totals into parts of Gladwin, into parts of Aranac, into parts of Iosco, and also Ogemaw County. So if you live stretching from Roscommon, Houghton Lake, down through Gladwin, Standish, Tawa City, West Branch, you may get under a band that sets you up with some of those higher totals. Overall, the majority of the area will only see a couple inches to, generally speaking, just a dusting or up to a half of an inch of snowfall as we get down here into the lighter blue. Not expecting too many of those totals to be over an inch, closer to 2 inches in these lighter blue bands. But if a band sets up, you may overachieve and get some of those higher snowfall totals. Now that we're done with our current system, I want to show you guys what will happen as we go into the weekend. So we've got that heavier snow that will start to develop Saturday afternoon. It will get heavier and more persistent Saturday evening into Saturday night and even continuing into Sunday morning. Afternoon and evening on Sunday, that system will pull away and we will start to see a reduction in that snowfall. So the worst of the conditions with that weekend system look to be Saturday evening, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. As we get further along with this system, we are expecting things to quiet down for Saturday or Sunday afternoon and evening, but not before it places a decent chunk of snowfall across our area. So this snowfall is not including anything we are going through right now. This is only Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday snowfall, an area wide 3 to 5, 4 to 6 inches of snow is looking like it is on the way. As we go into our weekend, these are the snowfall totals that will be put on top of what falls over the next couple of days. So this is only the snowfall that we're talking about for the weekend. We'll further adjust these numbers, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek and a sneak preview at what we have coming for the weekend. That will likely start Saturday afternoon, get heavier into the evening. Saturday night will be featuring some of that heavier snow that continues into Sunday morning, starting to fall apart Sunday afternoon and evening. Looks drier and much colder for early next week. Look at those low temperatures in the teens. Some places maybe 20 degrees below average as we get towards our Monday night and Tuesday night if we break out of that cloud cover. For tomorrow, expect those scattered snow showers, windy conditions for Thanksgiving, a few flurries on Friday under breezy conditions. And then, as we mentioned, another snowstorm over the weekend, Saturday evening, Saturday night, Sunday morning looks to be the hardest hit timeframes that we have with that weekend storms. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you're more than welcome to leave them here. I can see all of your comments. If you have anything that you want to say or have any questions about what your city, county, community may see, feel free to leave them there. I'll be checking on those here over the next few minutes, and I'll be happy to answer those questions before we end this live stream. Hey there, Vanessa. For Vassar, I would expect an inch or two from this current wave. So that's the rest of this evening, tonight into Thanksgiving, and maybe even some lingering snow as we look towards Black Friday. Then over the weekend, expect another 3 to 5, 4 to 6 inches on top of what you get the next couple of days. So that'll be Saturday, Sunday that we get that 3 to 5, 4 to 6 over the next couple of days. I would expect an inch or two, maybe a little bit more than that, but it shouldn't get too far out of hand for you in Vassar. All right, everyone, if there's no more comments, no more questions that you guys have, I'll wrap up this live stream. You can always come back to this video whenever you need to regarding our 2 snowfalls, the one that's happening now into Thanksgiving, and then our weekend snow. We have definitely, in many cases, a lot more snow in many cities coming this weekend than what we will get over the next couple of days. But still very windy tomorrow, breezy on Friday, definitely breezy on Sunday as that system departs. The heaviest snowfall over the weekend looks to be Saturday evening, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Stay with us. We'll continue to have updates on that weekend snowfall, the amounts that we could see as we go further into this week. Want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful time if you're going to be spending it with friends, family, or maybe you're working just like we are here at the news station. Make sure you enjoy it as best as you can.